For to copy the data from Blob storage to Datalake storage, we must have an active subscription. Then we have the storage accounts, either it may be Blob storage or Datalake storage. Then we supposed to have Azure Data Factory. So I have created a resource group in the previous videos, and I have created two storage accounts, one for Blob storage and one for the Datalake storage. And here's the Blob storage and here is the Datalake storage. Now I wish to, or I wanted to move the data or copy the data from Blob storage account to the Datalake storage account. In Blob storage account, in the containers, I have a container named Blob container. In this Blob container, I have a sample file with the data. We'll go to the edit, and this is the data which I have in my sample file. Now I wanted to move this data or copy this data from here to the Datalake storage container. We'll go with the resource group, and here is the Datalake storage. You must check the hierarchical namespace is enabled or not. When this enabled, then only the Blob storage account has the Datalake storage account. We'll go to the containers. I have a container named Datalake container. We have nothing in this container, so I want to copy that file in the Blob storage, like sample file. I want to copy the data from there to the Datalake container. So we're supposed to create a Azure Data Factory. We'll go to the resource group and click on create. Here in the marketplace, we're supposed to search as Data Factory. We'll find the Data Factory at the last and select this one. Now click on create. It opens the page, and we have chosen the Data Factory from the resource group, so it is automatically selected. If not, we have to select all the whichever the respective resource group is, and I give the name as Ismail test 001. Okay, is already taken? No, it is not taken, so it is available for us. And I choose the location as Central India because the cost of the Central India very less, and the only the Datalake version 2 is only available. Sorry, the Data Factory version 2 is available, so I selected that one only. And in the Git configuration, we don't need the Git now, so I'll configure the Git later. And if you want to check all the criteria, you can check, or else directly click on review plus create. It is validating and it's validated, and click on create. My Data Factory is gonna deploy. Okay, deployment is successful. Go to resource and open the Data Factory from here. And one more thing is, it is opening in the Chrome tab only. It is completely online, not in offline mode or not in our PC. Okay, for to copy data in the Data Factory, we must know the three things. We have to create linked service, we have to create data sets, and we have to create a activity, and all the activities are or in the work, we'll put a workspace that named as pipeline. So for the linked service, we'll go to the manage. Here we can find the linked services here. The first one, we'll discuss about the integration runtimes in our upcoming videos. So we'll just click on new, and we're supposed to select the Data Factory, which that means which storage account we are using now. So we are using Azure Blob storage. For the output file, we have to create the resource, or we have to create the linked service. For that one, we select the Azure Datalake storage. But once if we create the Datalake storage linked service, then only we'll have the output file. So one more thing we're supposed to note that if we have Blob storage, but we are creating the linked service for the data lake storage. It is not gonna take. And if we are having data lake storage and we are creating the blob storage, that will also not having. So must remember which storage account we are having and which linked service we are creating. So now I'm going to create the linked service for the blob storage only, and I name it as blob ls, blob linked service, and keep the things as it is there. If you enter new runtime, we'll go with this, but I will discuss the runtime later. Just click on the Azure subscription as your subscription. I have my paid subscription here, and we need to choose the storage account, and I have Ismail blob storage there for the blob container, and test the connection. The test connection fails if the data lake container created for the blob storage. Okay, connection is successful. We'll go to create. Okay, now we have to create another linked service for the output file. Okay, now I select Azure Data Lake Storage as my output container is in the Azure Data Lake Storage only. Click on create and I name it as Data Lake ls, and keep all things as same. Select the subscription and my storage account name is Ismail Data Lake. Okay, and test the connection. It fails when it not the data lake storage. Click on create. Okay, now we have created the linked surface successfully. So we'll go to the author to create data sets. Now we just created the link between the storage accounts and to the ADF. Now we have to locate the files, that means the data sets. Click on new data set. Here we again select which data set we are using. Either it may be blob storage or data lake storage. I select it for the blob storage and click on continue. And we're supposed to name the file, or we're supposed to select the format of the file. It is a text file, so I'm supposed to select a delimited text and click on continue. And I name it as sample file. We can give the underscores, and okay. And now we supposed to select the container or the linked service, because we are using the blob storage. Here we can find the list of linked services which are related to the blob storage. If not, it shows the data lake storage linked services. Okay, I choose blob storage, and here I supposed to locate the file path. Click on browse. We are having blob container and we are having the sample file here. Click on that and click on OK. Then we are having the first row as header. As we can see in the blob storage, the first row has header. That means all the row names, column names is present over there. If not present, you cannot. You are not going to check this box because I'm having that. Because I'm having the first row name as header, so that header is present over there. So simply click on that and click on the import schema. If any schema is present over there, you can click. If you're not, click on none. Click on OK. And our dataset 1 is created. It is for the input dataset, input sample file. Now we're supposed to create the output sample file also. Click on new dataset. For this is a data lake gen 2 storage. So scroll down and you can find the data lake storage gen 2 is here. And I want the output file in delimited text as CSV format only, and I named as output 001, and we are having the data lake storage path is here, and in data lake container we don't have any that means data is here, so simply click on OK. And first was header. Here we are supposed to select the import schema because we are having the schema from blob storage to data lake storage, and click on OK. And then we done the creating linked service and data sets. Now we are supposed to create an activity. If you go to the pipelines, we are supposed to create the pipeline. Okay, in this pipeline we select in the move and transform column, we find copy data. Just drag and drop this one, and we're supposed to select the source. As we know, we selected the sample file as input and all the properties is present over there, and you can preview the data from here only. As we take the first row as header, the roll number, name, age, height, residence is taken as the default. And go to the sync and select the data set. I can select the output 001 file as the output. Now the most important thing is, if I want to change the extension, I can change the extension of the output file is here only. So I want the extension as .csv. Now go to the mapping and import schemas. Okay, you will find all the things as here. What are the row, column name and the data type. So I want to change the output data type of the columns. Okay, this is as integer 32. The name is string only, and age is we'll drag this one up, integer 32, and the height is also an integer. Okay, int 32. In the residence is also string format only, so keep it like this only. And okay, nothing we want to do, just we supposed to debug this one. The data is processing. We can find the data is done or not from here only. Instead of going Azure portal and checking the output is present over there or not, we can find from here only. Click on the spec symbol here, and you can find the data read is 131 bytes and the data written is 149 bytes, and the rows read and rows written is the same. And here is saying the data is transferred, and just we'll go with the data Azure portal and check the present file is present over now there. Go to data lake storage. It is not that, it is Ismail blob storage, Ismail. Okay, we'll go from the resource group only because it's easy to find the output. Okay, Ismail data lake. Go to containers, and here in this container I find the file. The extension is .csv only. Yes, I got the data. Now it is done with the copying from one place to another place. That means one container in blob container to the data lake container is successful. Please like, share and subscribe this video.